Welcome to Judge Raquel West courtroom, where patience is thin, tempers flare, and every word could decide years of freedom. Today, we're watching the case of Devon Atkins, a probationer accused of crossing lines one too many times. Will the judge give her one last chance, or will she finally bring the hammer down? Stay with me, because this hearing is about to get very real. Greater than. All right, ma'am. Are you Devon Atkins? Miss Atkins is on probation for the third-degree felony offense of injury to an elderly person. That started at May 23rd of 2022. There was a motion to adjudicate probation filed. She entered pleas of true to counts 4 and 5. Does the state have testimony with regard to counts 1, 2, and 3? Greater than. Yes. Greater than yep. I think I would. Greater than yes, ma'am. Good morning, Miss Cole. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So, help you God. Thank you. Greater than. Coleman, would you please state your full name for the record? Greater than. How are you employed? Greater than. I'm employed with county adult probation. And as an adult probation officer, is it your responsibility to supervise an individual on this court's probation by the name of Devon Atkins? Greater than yes. Greater than so, you see Miss Atkins in the courtroom here today. Greater than yes. Greater than. Can you point to her identifier? Greater than 11. May the record reflect. Miss Cole has identified the probationary Atkins. Greater than. Record will reflect. Greater than. And Miss Cole, as with every probationer, when they are placed on the court's probation, are they given the rules and restrictions placed upon them, and what they are supposed to do to follow? Greater than. Yes. And each one of those in detail is gone over with them, so that they understand everything that they required to do. Correct. Greater than yes. Greater than was Miss Atkins. So advised. Greater than yes. Greater than at her intake. Greater than she was advised at her intake and at a TTM at the Melton Center. Greater than. Okay. And describe for the court what a TTM is. Greater than. A treatment team. Greater than. Okay. So in your opinion, Miss Cole, as her probation officer, was Miss Atkins fully apprised and aware of what she was required to do on probation? Greater than yes. Greater than and where, in fact, the majority of those things intended to help her. Greater than yes. Greater than was she advised that she was to report to the Community Supervision Department when directed by yourself in the court? Greater than yes. And did Miss Atkins, based on your review of the comp, fail to do that on multiple dates, including, but most likely, not limited to, November 4th of 2024, November 19th of 24, and excuse me. And was that in violation of her probation order? Greater than, yes. Did you address that with her and inform her? It is important to report if you have something coming, you need to let me know. Yes. Greater than, and did she do that? Greater than, no. Was Miss Atkins, as a condition of said probation, ordered to perform community supervision out there? Greater than, yes. Greater than. And did she? And to report those to you? Greater than, yes. Greater than, obviously, if you do not know that she has completed them, even if she has. Is that a violation of her probation? Greater than, yes. Greater than, to your knowledge, based on your review of her file and your supervision of her, did she either complete the hours or immediately report to you? Sorry, I'm reading. No wonder, everyone. Greater than. I know I was about to service. Well, that is in fact a condition of probation, right? Is it also a condition of probation that she is to report to you at her address and so that you know where she is at all time? Greater than yes. Greater than, and if she does not do that, is it impossible for you to locate her? Greater than. That's correct. Greater than. Did she in fact immediately report to you her current address? No, she did not. Greater than. Most importantly, based on Miss A's underlying office and her issues, was she ordered or did she attend the SAP program? Greater than. She attended safety. She completed the unit placements and the residential aftercares. But each time that she went for the supported outpatient, she didn't complete. So, she didn't continue. Greater than, okay. And was that failure to provide verification of attending safety a violation of her probation? Greater than, yes. Greater than, and did that go hand in hand with her failing to successfully complete safety, which is to include any aftercare programs? Greater than, correct? Greater than, and she did fail to successfully complete the entirety of the safety program as ordered. Greater than, that's correct. And again, addressing those issues, is she ordered to submit at your direction and horse direction to alcohol and her drug screening? Greater than issues? Was she ordered to do so on October 30th of 24, November 7th of 24, November 12th of 24, and November 13th of 24, and November 16th of 24? Greater than, yes. Greater than, and to your knowledge, based on the review of her file, did she fail to do that? Greater than, she did fail to do that. With respect to the entirety of Miss Atkins' case, if I may, if this is the appropriate time, Judge, is there anything else? I know you and I have had a lengthy discussion about her that you feel would be appropriate for the court to know in conjunction with your testimony and your updated PSE. The main thing is her mental health. She refuses to address that. We've made appointments for her with Spinal Tap, and she didn't attend the appointments. She's 100% when she was out unmedicated, so that kind of interfered with her completing her services. And she maintained contact with the victim in the case. So that part, her grandmother was trying to be there for her because of the mental health difficulties, and that's the main thing that we were trying to get her to address. Greater than, okay. Greater than, can I address something greater than in a minute? Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions? Greater than, hold on, ma'am. You're going to get an opportunity. Okay, greater than Mr. Louise. Do you have any questions of Miss Cole? Just briefly, during your supervision of those actions. Were you able to supervise her at points when she was on her medication and not on her medication? Greater than, the entire time she has not been on her medication. Greater than. Then, so she's been unmedicated this entire time. Okay. Greater than anything else. Greater than nothing else. Greater than all? Right. Thank you, Miss Cole. Any other witnesses with regard to the allegations? Based on the testimony, unless I may as judge, and you stated that earlier, Miss Evelyn Tibido, I believe that is her granddaughter. Correct? Greater than, yeah? Greater than, hold on, ma'am. Greater than, at some point in time, in November of 2024, was Miss Atkins violating the condition the court had imposed that she not to have contact with Miss Tibido. For Miss Tibido say greater than, yes. Greater than, thank you. Any questions about that? About the count? Let's count. With the contact. Okay. Greater than then, at this time, based on the testimony, I am going to find counts 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. True. Again, they were pleased of true to counts 4 and 5 previously. I've received an updated precedence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report? Greater than, yes, ma'am. Greater than, any additions or corrections to that report? Greater than, no. Greater than, nothing from the state, Your Honor. Unless greater than, do you have anything to add that's not already in your report? So, the main thing I want to make sure, Miss Cole, I have a notation here to ask, is you guys were aware of mental health issues and had opportunities for Miss Atkins to participate in mental health services. Is that correct? Greater than. Primera, the appointments myself, for her. Greater than, okay. All right, argument, Mr. Lewis. Greater than. Well, I think definitely from the updated side we have, as well as I think there are some issues from the jail. If you look at those issues in activity, I think that goes directly to her meal or her mental health state. Unfortunately, she has not been on a mental health caseload. I think that definitely will benefit her, as well as, been able to take advantage of any services that type MHR may have, or any programs that probation deans are coping for her. I have had conversations with her, and many meaningful conversations with her, where she has addressed to me her desire to take advantage of those activity, if those available to me. She did understand that she had the safety opportunity. That didn't go well, but I do think the mental health issues were addressed, mainly just substance abuse at that point. I think if we can get a handle on that, or get some work done with her to address the mental health issues, I think she'll do a lot in this situation and be able to leave this aquarium patient. Greater than. Well, it sounds like you had appointments that you missed that Miss Cole made for you. What did she go to? Regular safety or special? Hold on. Greater than special need. Greater than. So, she's already been to special needs safety. So, that was a whole 6 months plus aftercare of drug and mental health. So Miss Atkins, the problem is you're being given all the opportunities. Greater than. Yeah. But like I said, I do want to know if I told you I had an appointment in Port Arthur, because I cannot get in. Symbol. They're not taking new patients. Greater than. So you had an appointment that Miss Cole set for you, at least. How many? Greater than. Yeah, but it's not for medicines. It's for a psycho. I'm not a psycho. I don't have those problems. I mean something. Greater than. Well, you're obviously there. We do want to know what you need, because you won't even go do the evaluation that it sounds like you've been on medication. That would be greater than what? Greater than. By the halfway point, the tension has already boiled over. We've seen emotional testimony from family probation officers detailing repeated violations, and a defendant trying to explain away her choices. But Judge Raquel West isn't buying easy excuses. Every detail matters here, from curfews to jail misconduct, and you can feel the weight of the judge's words pressing down on the defendant. This isn't just routine paperwork. It's a battle between accountability and second chances. Greater than. Where at Spend Talk? Greater than. That's what I'm telling you. That's not. I don't have that. I'm not a psychopath. That is for greater than it's psychopath. Nobody's saying you're a psychopath. But you've called past program. I'm not a psychopath. That S what greater than that S, that is not what it is called, and that S not the reason it is called that, okay? If you had gone to your appointment and talked to them, then you would know what that was for, and you would know that it was meant to help you so that you could get on medication, stabilize, and not have the issues that you've been having. I'm going to find that you previously entered your. I'm sorry, Miss Alfino. Did you have anything to add? Greater than no. Judge, I think that from my conversation with Miss S, been gracious enough to offer to continue to work with her, because I think she has clearly sees the mental health issues. But as you can see, what Miss Cole has been having to deal with is how the court has had to deal with Miss Atkins to date, and it has been kind of just this runaround circle. Greater than, well, and in addition, I am going to find judicial notice of the court's file. Miss Atkins was evaluated for competency to stand trial, not that long ago. I think it was in January, of this year, and I have that report, and the finding is that Miss Atkins is competent, understands the nature of the proceedings, and is then just really making a choice not to follow through with what programs have been given to you, Miss Atkins, to try to help you. So at this time, Any recommendation as far as greater than I have one thing. Greater than, okay. She is not giving me the information needed to follow up with those type of things. Greater than, okay. Well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Miss Cole would never say go do something and not tell you where to go or help you get there. Greater than, no. She says she does not have a list of the community service. Greater than, I'm not worried about your community service. I'm worried about your mental health and the fact that you're not doing what you need to. And you're still contacting the victim, and it is a serious case. And so I gotta protect society, unfortunately, because you're not choosing to do the things greater than I was going to die, so I really didn't have much of a choice. Greater than, okay, it's my life in jeopardy. Greater than I am going to find that you entered your plea of true to counts 4 and 5 freely and voluntarily. Again, I'm finding counts 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. True. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty. Greater than, don't talk. Don't talk over. I'm about to sentence you to prison, and how you keep talking over me is about to start adding years onto that. Stop talking. It's just going to get worse. Do you understand? Greater than. Okay. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, I'm finding you guilty of injury to an elderly individual. Sentence you to a term of 5 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. Greater than, I am telling she like I could not get up there. Greater than I am going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was greater than I do. Like to speak to a detective. Greater than, this was not an agreement, and so you waived your right to it. I need you to sign that with her. The hospital paper they gave you. I gave her everything. Greater than. I'm also handing you a doctor's appointment and everything. Guess what? I am greater than. I've got 5 more years that I could add on to that. Greater than I can give you up to 10. Greater than you need to stop talking so I can finish what I need to do. Okay. Greater than I'm not guilty. That's what I'm telling you. I did not have a choice. Primera vez, doctor, I have went to the hospital and everything. I'm handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered greater than, I don't have a gun. Greater than, I'm not. Just listen to what I'm saying. If you'll listen for a minute, you'll understand. Because of the judgment entered against you, you are ineligible and are text. Greater than. As the hearing comes to a close, the full picture of this courtroom drama is clear. We've witnessed Devon Atkins stand before Judge Raquel West, facing not just one mistake, but a history of violations. The probation officer, Miss Cole, made it crystal clear. Rules were broken, warnings were ignored, and opportunities for change were wasted. Then we heard from Mr. Lewis, offering what little defense could be made. But even he knew the record spoke louder than words. The emotional centerpiece came from Evelyn Tibido, the grandmother, who revealed the personal toll all of this has taken on the family. Her voice carried both pain and disappointment, a reminder that these cases aren't just about laws, they're about lives. Add to that the comments from Miss Malfino, another voice of concern. and the courtroom became less about paperwork and more about whether trust could ever be rebuilt. Judge West, with a steady and unshaken tone, cut through excuses like a knife. She called out contradictions, pushed back on half-truths, and refused to let attitude or manipulation guide her decision. It wasn't just about one incident, it was about a repeated pattern, and the judge made it known that she had reached the end of her patience. In the end, what we're left with is a hard truth. Freedom isn't free. It's earned through responsibility, consistency, and respect for the law. And when those are missing, consequences are inevitable. Devon Atkins walked into this courtroom hoping for another chance. But what she found instead was a judge unwilling to overlook a history of broken promises. This case is a stark reminder. The courtroom is not a stage for excuses. It's where accountability meets reality. And under Judge Raquel West, reality always wins. If you made it this far, I want to hear from you. Do you think the judge was too harsh, or did Devon get exactly what she deserved? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because these cases aren't just about the people in the room. The lessons for all of us watching. And if you want more unfiltered courtroom moments like this one, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next case. Until then, remember, in Judge West's courtroom, excuses